Hi, friends.
Hello, everybody.
I'm breaking up pieces of chocolate so I can eat it while we're here.
All right. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a comment real quick for our audio and visual to make sure that that's working well. Hopefully you guys are having a good night. Thanks for jumping on with us.
Good to see everybody, and we're already working through comments here. So that's great. It's Tuesday night. It's kind of a random live night for us, but
yep.
What is everybody up to? Hi, Sue. How are you guys doing? How's your crew doing? Grandbabies.
Dee says that we're good to go, and so is your package, good sir. It is on the
you're
way.
You're not supposed to say that in front of everybody.
It is. It's on the way. We got hearts. We got likes. It looks like the Facebook side of things are working well, so thank you.
I need to sit forward, otherwise I'm going to go blurry.
You fade out this music here so that's not in your guys' face.
But it's so peaceful. We could all just take a nap.
So real
together
quick, we're going to
instead.
give a quick shout out. This is a preview of a new addition to the Heartway family. This is a friend of ours over at Kingdom Guitars. He is he's producing some music for us, and we're going to have some awesome guitar background music to add to all that we do here. So
yeah, over on Heartway Farms and on Heartway Art.
Yep,
which is really cool.
And then we have our editor on here, Levi, as well. He does a lot of the music that you guys hear in the background. So big props to him, as well as the girls and everything here at the family. So anyway, a little bit of a background on where that music comes from. We try to, as much as possible, we try to have our peeps create the music and use that in all that we do.
Yeah, so, it's fun. And I could just listen to, the truth is, if I'm being honest,
all of them.
Pretty much all of the music is being played in our house all the time anyway. Yeah. So yeah, we're listening to Levi's, guitar music in the background, or banjo. He kills it on the banjo.
The fiddle,
fiddle, all the things. But now being able to listen to David's stuff is really cool too. Yeah. So, and of course the girls are always playing something and recording something and having fun. So I have fun introducing them to old songs. They're not old. Hi, Penny. Introducing them to the songs that I liked growing up and having them kind of turn it into their own little acoustic version. And it's so fun. So anyway, all right. I want to know, this is just such a girl thing, but what did everybody have for supper tonight? Or what are you making for supper? We're early eaters. So we eat at 5:30, sometimes 6. It just depends. What did everybody make for dinner? Give me some ideas, some new ideas for dinner time. I'll start while I'm waiting for you guys to jump in. Here,
I'm going to get this music here.
It seriously is going to make me go to sleep.
Yeah, it's super. It's The Major Drift by Kingdom Guitar.
Yeah, it's really good. So let me see. I did not plan ahead very good today. Usually I have somewhat of a plan of what we're doing for dinner, but the day got going and I didn't have much of a plan. So we were all exercising at the YMCA, and yeah, Levi, don't distract me. I can't read your. Ooh, who had Cedar Cottage Farm had crab legs? You are speaking my language.
I'm gonna fire away here, so keep on talking. We have all of the dinner things cycling through.
Supper. Sorry, is that better, Daryl?
Yeah, supper, dinner.
Is that what you call it? We're
not
third
meal, as some people call it, Jesse.
Yeah. Yeah, so Jesse's, just in case you're new here.
Honeysuckle Farm is in the house.
Who are we talking to?
How Honeysuckle is Honeysuckle Farm?
Is it everybody? Is it just somebody?
All right, so I'm gonna interrupt Annie real quick. Honeysuckle Farm is a friend of ours down south of us in Morris, Illinois, and they have actually some of our original dairy cattle. So.
I just was looking at pictures.
Yeah, they got some big, beautiful dairy cattle down there. So Honeysuckle Farm, great to have you guys on here. Thank you. And we'll keep on going here.
So anyway, I got distracted. So we didn't have a plan. And one of the amazing benefits of having, getting the bad rep as being a prepper, and we're cool with that. But hey, Rachel, is one of the good things is you can make a meal every night if you need to, just with the stuff that you have in your root cellar or canned up or whatever. And I don't call it prepping. I just call it like old fashioned preparedness. We'll go with that. So because of that, we threw together, I had like an hour to make dinner. So between me, Julianne, and Holly is due. Sorry, I'm so distracted. Okay, I'm gonna stop reading comments. Sorry, Rachel, I'm so excited. I was looking at pictures on Facebook the other day, and it was fun to see the cows on there. So we threw together just our very favorite chicken noodle soup, and we turned it in chicken noodle dumpling soup. Marie threw together 2 beautiful loaves of French baguettes, and they were very good. And that was it, right? Yeah. Is that all we had? The kids wanted tuna sandwiches. So that was shockingly, my kids like tuna sandwiches. I know Levi does not, if he's still on here, but my kids like it.
Homemade hummus. All right. So before we get too far into things here, we have an update on some fun things going on here. Should I bring, you want to do that? Or
I'll do these. I'll do these and then you can do them over. Okay. Real quick, any of you guys who were on our last live, you heard the announcement that we were launching Heartway Art, which is if you guys happen to not catch that video, please do us a huge favor. And I'm not going to play the video, but we launched a channel called Heartway Art. And it is Josh's dad, Butch or William. And he had a stroke a few years ago and is incredibly limited on what he can do. But one of the things that he can do, and this is amazing. Do you have any paintings you could pull up, or is it you're not prepared? That's okay. Don't worry about it.
They got to see it.
They got to see it. Or go back and look at that last live. Dad loves to paint, and he's taught my kids how to paint. And so we've started a channel that features that. And all of you guys who pre-ordered Marie's adorable, let me see.
It'll focus. There we go.
Marie's, I need you to give me I'll do it back here. Maybe you can see them. Who pre-ordered Marie's watercolor cards.
Let me spread that.
They are so cute.
There we go. Card.
One.
Keep going.
Ooh. Cardinal. Okay. And then this is one of my favorites. Look at that cute little fat bird. So cute. And this is the absolute favorite. Ready? Woo, there, look at that thing. So anyway, the cards are blank on the inside. It shows Marie's nice little watermark print back there. And so she took her original artwork and turned it into printable cards. It's like a pack of 12. These came in. All of you guys who pre-ordered after that last live, those are in the mail today, headed your way. They all come with a beautiful little pretty brown paper envelope that's self-adhesive, and it's really cute. So anyway, I'm just like so thrilled. We're giving her like a million ideas on what different kind of cards, and we're like, wait, slow it down. We can't have her do all the things.
She's going to have her bird series right now. She's got those available, ready to be shipped out. You can go to heartwayart.com or just jump over to heartwayfarms.com as well, and it will link you to them as well. And then jump on and subscribe to that channel and help us get to our first 1,000. The channel's been up for about 10 days or almost 2 weeks.
We're so close.
We're 150 short of the first 1,000. So jump on there, smash that subscribe button for Heartway Art over at YouTube, and help support the left-handed painter along with the grandpa and granddaughter team.
Nice try. Spit it out.
Spit that out.
That's really exciting. And it was fun. She's so pleased. Marie is so pleased with how the cards turned out. When you do those things, you just don't.
Yeah, you want to make sure it comes back.
You want to make sure it comes back. Yeah. And they're really nice and a great quality and nice and thick and so cute. So anyway, we're really excited for her to have those available. And if any of you ever get a card for me, it's probably going to be on one of these. They're so cute, right?
In-house cards. Right?
In-house cards. You can't go wrong. This is speaking my mom's language. My mom loves up in their bird feeders in Michigan. They always have beautiful cardinals, especially for the winter. So, Okay. So what's up with the weather in Illinois, you guys? There's a couple people in here that are Illinois folks.
We got to enjoy a beautiful day yesterday. It was in the almost 50s.
It was over 50.
Yeah,
I think it was
yeah.
like 52 and sunny.
The kids were out playing out back by the creek and having a good time back there and building forts.
Yeah, Will built like a 10 or 12 foot teepee fort out there. And I got to say, it's super cool. So like, you know, sometimes the kids will do something, you'll be like, okay, good job. You know, good job, honey. That was your, you know, you did really good. But I walk out there, I'm like, man, this is cool. Like
it's pretty big.
It's pretty cool. So he made a couple different things. And so
here we go.
Yeah.
So what are you all doing to get ready for spring? Yes, I said spring. It is just around the corner. We're like, some people are only like 4 weeks away.
Yeah, Southerners might be able to.
The bees were
out. That's a sign when the honeybees are out. Sometimes that has backfired on us, Rachel.
Yeah.
Actually, one year there's been several times where we lost hives. I know that's pretty normal, but one of the times when we lost, these are cooler than dog houses, Daryl. They're cool. We'll put video up sometime on it.
You're talking about the forts.
I'm talking about the forts. I'm sorry. I got distracted again. So, there was one year, and I remember specifically, it was one of our first hives, first or second hives that we had. And it was like a spring like this.
Yep.
Not that it's even spring. I mean, it's
some friends in town from Oklahoma, and
it was 70.
It was 70 in February, which is unheard of.
And the bees came out, and then it suddenly did a super cold drop, and it was no good. Yeah. So we lost our hive that year. So anyway,
keep on throwing out what you guys are doing there. We got some people getting the garden cleaned up here. We got some seeds getting started. There we go. Yep.
You know what we've got right now is mud. Yeah.
We're good at making muds.
Usually, and I'm sure Honeysuckle can relate, and I'm sure Daryl can relate. Funny guy. You can relate to, the springtime tends to bring mud on the farm because the animals have been in one place. Well, at least at our farm. I'll just talk for us. Our animals
are just the animals, though. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere, but it's worse where the animals are because
vehicle traffic. Yeah,
we keep them in a specific location.
Yeah,
for the
we try
winter
not to have them trash the entire pasture
because they will with the frost and the thaw and all of these.
Yeah, the sheep are a little easier underground, but they still make some ruts in their spots too.
They do. We just walked back there yesterday, and I'm like, they're making a mess back here. It's just because it's so warm. I mean,
someone else
not
is
really
good at
had
making
this
mud.
issue.
Someone else is good at making mud here.
So much mud.
Yeah,
I have mud.
More mud.
Thank you guys. You make me feel better about our mud.
Mud families.
Anybody on here who does have large animals, I would love to hear mud for days. Yep. Amen, sister. I'd love to hear. I'm kind of interested in the perspective of housing the animals for the winter in like a deep
That was bad.
deep bed mulch not mulch, but litter, a deep bed, hay, straw, whatever, wood shavings, whatever you have situation. Has anybody done that? So what we do, I saw someone, our poor horses, I know they want to run so bad. Here, let's put this up.
Yeah, that's true.
So we have a 7-acre pasture. I'm pointing that way because it's that way, but we have a 7-acre pasture out there, and we have the horses kind of like tucked into the barn. They don't have access to the barn unless they need it, unless it's cold, because they make a mess in there. You guys know that too. And so we have them kind of in would it be like an acre or half acre?
Yeah,
I'm not very good.
It's probably about an acre. Yeah.
So they're just, they're kind of just stuck there. And they want to run. They want to play.
All their water,
they have everything that they need. They get their treats there. But by this time of year, they're ready to go run. Yeah. They want to go run the pasture. They get excited when you come see them and, all the things. And the sheep are in the back corner, back northeast.
They have a lot more. Yeah, they have about 3 or 4 acres that they've roamed back there. So. But
they pick their favorite spots and make a mess too, know. So yeah, it's a little tricky. Okay, I want to read this one. Actually, we put that one up from Rachel. I want to see what she says. So we are preparing to do deep bed this year. Yeah, Joel Soliton. That's kind of where I'm getting the perspective. because they do ruin the pasture.
Yeah, that's a huge thing. Like, you don't want to bedding but not debedding. Okay, here's another opinion on this.
So I want to hear why, Daryl. I want to hear like what your perspective is, because I'm still doing research. So Auntie Liz, you have horses over there in Bristol. We have 2 horses here, and they're Julianne's. They're her babies. Oh, did I miss it with the mud? Okay, works great in the south. Oh, you're talking about deep bed works great in the south, not in the north where it keeps freezing. Okay, right. That's true. However, this year would have been an exception to that rule because at least we're not as far north as Canada, of course. No. But we normally have a solid let me see, like at least November, December, January, February, and even a chunk of March. So we have almost 5 months usually of frozen ground usually. Yeah. And then maybe a few moments 2 months here and there.
Of like deeper frost, but yeah, for sure.
And that has not been the case this year. And you can see it in our pasture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are just real things at the farm here, talking about like you can have all the infrastructure in place and all those good things, but you're still going to deal with the animals being on pasture in the mud. And it's just, it's not fun.
And if it's frozen, you don't need
100%.
You don't need deep bed. It just depends. Yeah. Those Southern folks obviously I feel like we're having kind of like a Southern winter minus, we had a couple stretches of real cold. Yeah. Sorry. I'm just looking through comments and see if I missed something here.
All right. For those of you who just jumped on, I know we got a handful of people that just jumped on. We're just talking about spring activity here, what you're doing within the next, people are starting it now, seed prep, getting stuff ready for springtime. What are you guys doing? What are you guys getting after here for, as far as, are you starting seeds? Are you getting beds ready? If you're not farming, what else are you doing?
Yeah. What does life look like for you guys? I know on these sunny days, the kids are like, let's just be outside. Let's just get some sun on our faces and go play outside. And they just come in just coated in mud, but they're having fun. So it's okay. So we have a question here. Kayla asked here, I live in a neighborhood. Do you have any advice with starting chickens on 2 acres? So Kayla, can you tell me what kind of chickens you're wanting to start? Are you wanting egg layers
or meat
birds?
Yeah. That's a good question.
We just had a fun conversation with someone the other day about quail.
Yeah.
Who has quail?
If you want to be a ninja in your neighborhood and raise some type of poultry without having chickens, because sometimes they're illegal in your area, but a lot of times quail are not regulated. So some of the ways that you can stealthily grab your eggs and your poultry products is to raise some quail. Might be something we dig into in the future.
Because wink, wink. Josh has been trying to
looking for meat birds.
Josh has been trying to get us to get quail for a long time, and I just was like, okay, not yet. But
2 acres with meat birds, is that another question back to you? Is that 2 acres of pasture space that you have full access to, or is it what's the full area that you can use for that 2 acres? Because surprisingly enough, you can raise about 70 birds, 70 to 80. I would say 70 is more on the safe side in a 12 by 12 chicken tractor. So that would be a way that you could do quite a few. And then you just take that 12 by 12 space. You figure out how big your grass space is and how many moves that you'll make. Figure a move at minimum every 24 hours. As they get larger towards the final stage, you might want to move them twice a day. But if
you have 80, you definitely will.
Yeah, for sure. Them. You're going to have them in there kind of tight. So those are all good things there.
Full areas in 1 acre. So depending on how many people you're trying to raise meat birds for, I would start small this first year, at least the first round, because they grow up. If you get, if you decide to go with like Cornish cross, it only takes 8 to 10 weeks max to raise them out. So this first
and that's
time,
from birth to freezer. That 8 to 10 weeks. I would say, like, realistically, for a little bit larger sized bird, go ahead and figure on 10 weeks. I would not go anything beyond 12 weeks, though. Do not go beyond 12 weeks.
Yeah, they'll stop being able to walk.
You'll have issues. They'll be too big and all of those things. So.
But if it's your first time starting out, do a handful. Make it worth your time and effort to, even if it's just 25 and then account for maybe losing one or two, because that's real life.
Honeysuckle Farm brings up a great point for everyone not wanting to make the mad rush. You know, we've been talking to our local tractor company as well, the supply company, and that's something, you know, talking about meat birds and ordering them for spring and, you know, thinking ahead. You know, put your order in and see, you know, what birds you want. Like I said, though, back to the other question about meat birds is don't start off with too many. Like the first year, we learned it. We kind of slow rolled the first year as well.
Josh doesn't slow roll anything. Don't listen to him. He's lying to all of you.
I didn't go with 300 birds. Yeah.
He doesn't slow roll anything. He's like, go big or go home.
There we go.
But yes, I would definitely start slow and just try it out and see if you like it, especially on 1 acre. Create like a grid system in your mind and move them every day, just the minimal amount that you would need to move them to get them to clean grass.
Yeah.
I don't like to get meat birds when it's super cold. I don't know where you live. Kayla, was that her name? Anyway, I have to look back at comments, but I don't know where you live, but for us, I've learned it's not worth it for me to do it so early. I just wait a little bit and make sure it's not too cold where I'm not fighting against the weather and losing chickens that way. Yeah.
No, it's the chickens. It's great to get them in that sweet spot. Don't, you know, if you don't have a lot of resources, don't get them too hot. It's difficult to cool them down. And once they get real hot, you're
in Georgia, so you might actually you can probably get them before we can.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
But yes, we are frequent flyers at the local Rural King.
Yeah, for sure.
They know us by name and they have my personal phone number. So I got a call the other day, you know, that like a heads up, maybe, you know, to get orders in for laying hens. Now, this is not my year to purchase laying hens.
Yep.
We are on an every other year cycle with our layers. We only purchase or raise or hatch. Last time we hatched and purchased.
Yeah.
Every 2 years. I know a lot of people believe in every 1 year, every 18 months, whatever. We do every 2 years, and we're happy with that. So this is my year where I actually don't have to purchase any new baby layers, any pullets. And so I will just be doing my meat birds. And we want to harvest our first set of meat birds come, I think, early June or mid-June, I think I got to look back at my calendar.
Yeah, I've got, click on this one right here real quick. This is something, like I said, I've kind of talked about this before, but, you know, even if we just got quail for a shorter period of time, just to kind of learn them and at least have that as a tool in our tool belt type of thing. I've got a couple of contacts that we could reach out to and try to get some quail information put together and out to you guys. And just, you know, there's some guys who do a really good job with quail. And to the point of Tammy here is that, once again, that they are an option that are really quiet. They're small. There's usually not a lot of regulations around them because they fall into kind of a funny classification. So quail might be an option to start doing a little research on for those of you who are in the HOA or the non-rural farm situation where you cannot have a lot of chickens or something like that too.
Yes, so definitely.
Kind of play the game, right? Figure out where you can wiggle the rules a little bit and make it happen.
Yeah, or meat rabbits.
Yes,
rabbits. Some people can't handle that, but that was one of the first critters that we had before we had our farm property, were our meat rabbits, and they are quiet as can be. Unless you make them scream. Yeah. Then they're really loud.
Yeah. Don't disturb the screaming rabbits because they get
really
loud.
Just keep the peace and everything's okay. Who has never heard a rabbit scream? That's what I want to hear.
It's almost as loud as a pig.
Oh my god. It sounds like a pig. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm so glad you found us, Kayla. This is great. We appreciate having you here. Yeah. Start small. Yeah, someone else. Daryl said this, and then Teresa said this too. So we, again, we have not had quail, so don't take our advice, but we had talked to some friends for a long time the other day who do have quail, and they said that the sound that they make is more like a wild songbird.
Songbird.
And so it's not like, ooh, there's chickens back there, you know, because you guys know that laying hens are noisy.
Oh, yeah.
Even though it's not roosters are a different kind of noisy, but laying hens are noisy.
Yeah, don't
right?
let anyone try to fool you into saying that if you just don't get roosters, they'll be quiet. It's wrong. The girls are loud too. When they lay their eggs, they want to put on the egg celebration song, and they do get noisy too. So quail is delicious, someone said as well. Yes.
Yes, these folks that we were talking to also raise them for. You haven't lived, Levi, until you've heard a rabbit scream. I'll tell you, actually, the only time that I've heard a rabbit scream
is usually when they get out.
Is when they get out of their cage, and we have to catch them, and they don't want to be caught, and they don't want to go back. They're throwing a little tantrum. So yes, these folks that we were talking about, friends, the other day, they also raise quail for eating, which is fun. Yeah, all sorts of fun information and that we were learning about quail.
The other thing that is to think about is do some research before you do get the quail for sure, though, because they do require certain like habitat or cages as far as like I guess one of the things they're really prone to is they die, and that's because they die because if the temperature swings get too rough on them, they're not real rugged when it comes to that. But then they also have to have either really short cages, like a foot tall, no taller, or a like over 6 foot cage, because they generate enough speed and energy where they'll fly up and hit the top of the roof of their cage, and they'll break their necks. So keeping that cage nice and short, they're only a small bird anyhow, so they don't need a lot of head clearance, and they don't necessarily have to they're not flying birds as far as having to get around a lot. They're ground dwellers. So anyway, yeah, just some things to consider. Don't think you can just throw them into this like a dog kennel or something like that, and they'll jump up and whack their heads and die and stuff like that. So there's the nitty gritty of how that goes.
Okay, Melissa, this is interesting. If you don't mind sharing, where do you what state are you in? So they were breeding meat chickens.
Breeding meat chickens. Okay.
What breed? I'm curious. What breed? What state?
Well, it's obviously the Melissa breed.
No.
They're breeding.
Bad dad joke. Okay. No. So we breeding meat chickens, struggle raising them for sure. You obviously you had to put heat on them, fill me in, give me the rundown on how it went. Because we've never gone, we weren't breeding meat chickens, but our last batch of meat birds this year went into the middle or end of October. I can't remember now.
I can't recall.
Did it go into November?
We might have done one at the end of November.
It wasn't the end. It was either, I know it was right at the end of October, I think.
Okay.
Anyway, and we had a couple really cold nights when they were out on pasture, and some of those birds did not like it. So I would love to hear how it's going for you and what breed you're doing.
Yeah, for sure. I like the idea of quail, though. I keep coming back to that. I do, though. I think that there's for not
what about
for
winter, though.
Not necessarily for us. I'm not saying that they would be like the prime thing for us. But I think for those who can't have them.
Okay, so Daryl, you're kind of like Levi. You guys are my memory for me, and Marie is my other one. So if I can't remember my schedule, what we did,
right
a year ago or whatever, Marie, I'll go to Marie.
Yeah.
But then I'll also text Levi sometimes to be like, "Hey, Levi, can you tell me what?" So you can join that club.
Yeah.
That's funny. Oh, I saw this question pass, and I want to answer it. And then I'm glad whoever either someone else said it or whatever. So what do we do with our old layers? So when our old layers are 2 years old, actually, you absolutely can harvest them. That is no big deal.
They're called soup birds.
They are. And we harvested roosters too at the end of October. Thank you, Daryl. Yeah. When we harvested our meat birds, we did roosters too.
We thinned out the roosters, yep.
And it's amazing. It's great. Tender meat. We can it up, so it's no big deal.
Yeah.
But actually, we don't do that with our old layers usually. We could if we needed to, but normally we will advertise our old layers, and local folks will want to purchase our old layers for layers for them, so they don't care,
or they'll take them and they'll process them themselves as well.
Yes, that was a small percentage of people this year, but most of the percentage were people who wanted backyard chickens.
So this is the chicken math 101. I'll jump into it real quick.
I don't know what I hit. Sorry.
Chicken math 101 is you have the cost of the bird up front, the cost to raise the bird until it comes to production. And then you get the eggs off of the bird that you can either consume or sell or both. And then you can actually, this is something that a lot of people don't really think about or don't really like, I guess, plan for. But if you think about it, you can make money off the back end side of the bird as well, off the sale of the bird at the end of its life. So when it's no longer quote unquote good for you or useful to you anymore, you can A, eat them, or B, sell them off to someone else that will either use them as an older layer or as a soup bird is what a lot of people call them, because they're when they're over 2 years old, a lot of times they're better like pressure cooked or soup or something that's not like, maybe if they're fresh, they'll have a different flavor to them, which I will say, a lot of people who come first generation immigrants, they love Heartway farms.
They actually choose our 2-year-old laying hens over frozen.
And some of them choose roosters intentionally.
And they choose roosters, and they would prefer those animals over the Cornish cross that are freshly.
They want the
harvested.
darker meat that's got the more depth of flavor to it. So there's different flavor profiles in each of those birds. So like I said, think about, you've got the cost of the bird when you buy it, when you raise it, when you bring it to production. You've got the money that you're getting off, or the product that you're getting off from the eggs. And then there's a way to recoup that at the back end of it as well. So just throwing some information out there.
So thank you, Melissa. So she's in Alabama. So a little bit more mild winter.
A little bit.
Than us. But you still have cold. So, and little chicks do not like cold. We know that. They like to be nice and warm and toasty. So I want to read her comment. So we used a heater, not the red light. And I had them in a brooder box.
Yeah.
Pen them. Okay. Yeah. Very good. Okay. Very cool.
Almost like a chicken tractor then, maybe?
I like Jersey Giants.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then pen in the grass. Okay. So, and then jumbo corn. Okay. Yeah.
That's really cool.
There you go. So yeah, like I said, we got a lot of chicken questions coming in here, which is, chickens are, a lot of people call them the gateway drug.
So I wasn't expecting you to say
that. You start off with one chicken, then all of a sudden you have 15 chickens, and then all of a sudden you have 250 chickens.
We were opposite though. We started with rabbits.
We did.
We started with our first
it's because
batch
it's
of
what
rabbits.
we could do in the city.
That's true.
We did.
I don't know. We could have had that, but I didn't look into it. I think we just started with rabbits because we came across a whole batch of them. You
guys can fire off some question or the answers to this as well. How old do you let your chickens get before you let them go outside out of the brooder there? So go ahead and do that. You guys can fire away that question in there. We got D.
I'll answer for our perspective. I don't base it. Let me see. That was Kentucky chickens. We don't base it upon age. I base it upon fully feathered out.
You're talking about the baby chicks.
Baby chicks.
Yeah. Okay.
So our chicks don't come. We don't raise them in the house at all. When we have chicks, we set up a brooder area in the barn. It is a closed off stall that is wood all across the bottom. I'm sure if you search back on some old videos, you can probably see it, but it's wood at the bottom. And then we have chicken wire all across the top. So nothing can get in there to them. Plus our dogs live in the barn right outside the chicken brooder, so nothing's getting to them.
So to Dee's point though, is sometimes the dogs do get a chicken nugget once in a while. Another bad dad joke. Thank you.
Oh, I was kind of listening, kind of not. Let me see. You can grind them. Okay.
Yeah.
So
it's just different ways of using your chicken for sure. I'm going to throw this one up here while you're talking to you.
So that's how our brooder's set up. And we do have heat lamps that are exceptionally secure. Like Josh is like safety guy.
Yeah.
So it's super secure. We have several of them throughout the whole brooder because it's a larger brooder. I can fit 100 chicks at a time safely, without them getting overcrowded and like stomping on each other and suffocating each other and killing each other.
I love the questions coming in, by the way, so keep them rolling. I enjoy this back and forth. And like I said, if you guys have information, throw that in there as well for other people to glean off of as well.
There's lots of people who know the answers to these questions.
Question on the screen. What would be your favorite laying hen and that's also friendly? Annie, what's your favorite laying hen? Two different ones. Pick the one for production and pick the one for what you like for prettiness. There you go. On the spot.
Okay. So my very favorite chicken we don't have anymore because they're not high production. So I have sacrificed my love of the Welsimer chickens.
Yes.
Because they are beautiful, and they lay the most beautiful eggs. And I'm sure anyone else who has Welsumers can relate to that. So I have, when we first got chickens, we did a total barnyard mix. And I'll tell you what, that's still so fun. But when you have a farm to home business that you're trying to run,
right,
you have to be practical.
Or when inflation comes in and you don't want to be spending your money on feed. And
whatever.
It's all these things.
If you don't care if your chickens lay tons of eggs and you can just be happy whenever they do.
It's a great hobby chicken.
If it's a hobby, if it's not a big deal, then get the fun breeds. I love the Barred Rock. I love the Welsumers and the Wyandottes and all of those beautiful eggs. And our favorite thing is to have all of these beautiful colored eggs, which we do have, but we have chosen the California whites. Okay. The reason we have chosen these is because of temperament and production, and that is it. Yeah. And I'll put it in the other order.
So
because of production.
Real quick here. So she's talking about the production bird that we like for production. There you go. For the number of eggs per year.
This is just for production. Yes. This isn't because I love them very much. It's just because, and we have 200 laying hens. So we don't name our chickens. We usually name a couple, that kind of thing. Like we've had Polish in the past, and they were so fun. We had Lucy and Ethel, and they were both Polish hens.
Yeah,
They were so fun. We didn't order them. They accidentally put them in our order, and they were like the best chickens. So
they were like
so that was fun.
Yeah.
But we have the California whites, is a breed that we really love. They're a smaller framed bird, and they lay white eggs, and they're excellent free rangers. Most people choose the white leghorns. The reason I choose the California whites is
over the leghorns
is because they're significantly smaller than the leghorns, but they lay the same size eggs.
And the leghorns are what?
Flighty.
They're flighty.
They're super scared of everything, and they're flighty. Where the Californias, they're like, they've got attitude. They don't care. Okay. They just mind their own business.
Moving on. Next question here.
Well, I was going to tell them the other ones we had.
No, you're good. I said pretty in production. There we go.
I said brown slate brown eggs. Starlight green egg layers are green. So we have white, green, and brown so that we can still have our beautiful egg basket.
Because Marie has to have pretty eggs.
Marie is determined to have pretty eggs.
Okay. Next question here. We get asked this a lot, and I agree with Dee as far as checking with your local extension office. We have found in most of the states of the U.S. here proper, you're allowed to do what they call nest egg sales, which basically means if you sell the eggs from your property that the eggs were laid on, that's a way to get around doing that. So you can sell the eggs from your property that the eggs are laid on, as long as you're not. And once you start, in our state specifically, once you start taking them,
Illinois, in case you guys don't know.
Once you start taking them to farmers markets or resell at different retail type facilities, then you have to get an egg handler's license and all these other red tape. So we have chosen to sell them from our property. You type in Heartway Farms on the internet, and we're going to pop up everywhere as far as like people know where we live at. It's just the way it is. But that's something that we decided because we did want to have access to providing stuff for our community and community coming to our farm and talking with us and hanging out. So that's how we went around the community safety aspect as far as the egg side of things. As far as the other things, you're going to have to get you're going to have to get comfortable with figuring out what you can and can't do with other products as far as meat birds or your fresh processed, different animals and stuff like that. Because that literally is a state by state thing. And it's also as you get more into things, it's kind of how you set it up. Are you selling them just to friends and family, or are you selling them to, the public coming onto your property, and all these different types of things that you have to be concerned about. So I don't want to get too deep in the weeds on that because we can't offer you legal advice, and we're not, attorneys of law. So
yeah, don't be foolish. Just be a critical thinker. Make sure you're not selling bad products, and just give it away to free for your family and friends, and maybe they'll just give you a tip. Whatever.
The bag that the chicken comes in is really so expensive sometimes. I mean, inflation cost and then bags, they just like poof up the bag full of price. So
we sell everything off a farm. We choose not to go and do anything off of property, but I know not everybody wants to do
off
that.
Farm. We sell it from farm. I want to make sure, because we always say that.
But that's what it's
a bad,
on farm.
I think it's a bad slang by us, though, honestly.
Well, I don't know.
Just thought about that.
We sell everything from our farm to you directly here.
Yeah. I'm going to deviate from the farming real quick here. A little shout out to the daughters for their stuff. If you guys have been following us for any amount of time, Julianne and Marie, and the kids in general, all of them, but Jules and Marie a lot. Marie's behind the camera. She's filming stuff. And if you jump over to Heartway Art,
just in case you just got here.
There we go. If you jump over to Heartway Art.
I can't get it.
Turn it this way. There you go.
Sorry. I'm on the wrong end.
Marie she's gotten into.
Oops, I did the wrong one.
She's gotten super into the art stuff with her grandpa, the left-handed painter, over at Heartway Art on YouTube. We are trying to get to our first 1,000 subscribers on there. We're like 100 and just under 150 away, guys. Come on, get over there, click on Heartway Art. And yes, thank you for stumbling on our channel and subscribing to our channels. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley. It's so nice to have you as a part of the Heartway Farms family. So, we mean it.
I just wanted to, Melissa was talking about the girls and what this is a team effort, guys. Everything that we do here.
That's no joke.
Heartway Farms is a team and a growing team. We have Levi, who's been on board with us as our editor from the beginning. The girls have kind of grown into a lot more of their quote unquote production, their things that they're doing here. And it's really been neat to see them. I'm just going to speak from a dad's point of view. It's been really neat to see them develop different skills, different ideas, just taking the things that they're passionate about and putting them kind of into shoe leather. So yeah, it's just really cool. So thank you guys for supporting that. Thank you for, just kind of supporting everything that's going on here. Yeah. So I'm going to.
You can go. I think they want to keep talking about chickens.
I know.
I mean, I'm glad you had your dad.
No, it's
moment.
It is really neat though. The girls, especially William has stepped up.
Oh my goodness.
He's 12 years old going on 13.
He's 13 this week. So yeah, William is turning 13. I have another teenager. I'm about to have an 8. So the spring is a big birthday time of year for us. So we've got William's birthday, Julianne's birthday, and Tabitha's birthday that we're all celebrating very soon. And I'm going to have an 18-year-old. I'm going to have another teenager. I'm going to have a kid graduating from home, 2 kids graduating from homeschool this year. And it's crazy. It's just nuts. So anyway, and spring truly is on the way. And that's probably why everyone has chickens on the mind, obviously, with all the issues kind of in the chicken industry too, is probably why you guys are thinking about all this too. But yeah, that's fine. But it's going to be here in a blink. So I know Rachel from Honeysuckle was on here saying she got her meat birds ordered, and I need to do that. I feel a little bad. Like time is just flying. We've had a few things coming up, a few things random come up that were unexpected. So we are, that happens. So we need to kind of get some things in order.
Daryl, okay, D, I have a kitchen video it's been sitting in the cache of videos. All right. Our editor put it together, Levi. It is a phenomenal kitchen video by Josh. All right. But no, we have been just kind of waiting because we have other things that we wanted to get out to you guys first. And Josh in the kitchen wasn't the most gripping footage that we had available.
I keep telling him, I'm like, honey, people want to see you cook more than they want to see me cook. So you need to just put this video out there so people can see it.
All right. We're going to start a new channel called The Guy in the Kitchen.
No more channels. Heartway Art. Heartway Art.
Yes,
help us get to the first 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, but actually, Josh, let me see. Even William doesn't really like cooking. He's very self-sufficient as far as getting his own food. He'll do that.
He loves putting together snacks.
He loves snacks. Yeah. William is a snack guy. But I mean, even thank you, Jennifer. Even all the kids cook. Tabitha is all about it. She's going through this, and Tabitha is almost 10.
Yeah, hold on real quick. If you haven't subscribed to Heartway Art, I won't be offended. Jump off here real quick. Go over there, hit the subscribe button, and come on back and keep asking questions.
Or
there we go.
I'll give you a lesson in technology. At the top of your screen,
minimize
you can open up a new, screen.
Yeah.
I'm blanking on the word. You can open and go to heartway.com. Okay.
You
keep distracting
I
me.
am determined to do this giveaway. I am going to give away something when we reach 1,000. Okay. Someone's getting some Heartway art stuff, whether it's the cards, whether it's painting. Maybe we'll just reach out and say, hey, what do you want? So
it's really hard to do these talks with Josh.
Sorry, squirrel.
He's very distracted.
Yes, thank you, Levi. There we go. Laughs.
Okay.
Okay.
I was saying something important, and I don't remember what it was. Oh, Tabitha's going to be 10, and she is in this. It's super cute, and I do not make her do this. And I feel like if someone were to come in my house right now, they would think that I was making her like be the maid.
Yeah,
but
servant.
I am not making her do that. She'll get her cute little dress on and her apron on in the morning, and she's wanting to wash the dishes. And thank you, Penny. I know it's seriously like the story of my life with 6 kids and a husband. It's like squirrel every 2
So
minutes.
She walks around with her. She gets her hot coffee or tea in the little.
She's so
carafe.
Cute, you guys. It's so cute.
Yeah.
So she's always wanting to help, which is so fun because my big girls won't be here forever, which I don't want to think about that, but they can be here forever if they want. That's fine with me. A-okay with me. But if they decide to move out someday, then I need to plan up the next, plan ahead and raise up the next generation of cooks.
Yeah.
And Jesse likes to help me in the kitchen, and so does Tabitha. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. And just, these are the cutest little cards that Marie has
let me just pull them over here.
Thank you. That'll be easier than me trying to get it in focus.
You can go ahead. Let's throw this up here quick. We have,
what are you looking
yes, Heartway. There we go. Thank you. A plug for Heartway art. It's mesmerizing. Yes, it is. The music behind there, like I said, I just like turning it on in the background. If you're not,
it's always on in my house.
If you're not even really in the art, it's a great channel to turn on and just play the playlist back there. And there's awesome music back there too. So, and then we have someone else asking, how close are we to our first 1,000? We are like less than 150 subscribers away. So come on, guys.
And
I think just you guys alone with your multiple accounts can go over there and make it chuck full.
And if you share it, and again, the story is, that Josh's dad, mom and dad actually both live here on the farm.
We could roll this real quick here. Go ahead, keep talking.
Some people have seen it already.
I know. Yes.
Josh's dad and mom live here on the farm. And one of the reasons that we have mom and dad here is because a few years ago, dad had a stroke, and it really was severe. And thankfully, his left side of his body still functions well. And he is left-handed, so hence the left-handed painter. And him and Marie have started an art channel where you can see Dad's beautiful paintings, and the music behind it is done by all the people that we love. So anyway,
hold on. I don't think I'm sharing this properly here.
That's
I totally failed at that.
That's okay. You guys get to see all the things.
Yeah.
So here, let's.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, we're getting there. Are the girls going to college? I think that's a good question. And the answer is, I don't know the answer to that. I think we don't in particular push college on the kids, but if they are feeling led into a specific line of work that would require college, 100% support that, especially if it can be done without debt. That is the goal. They are, we've kind of asked Julianne about that, and she's really happy kind of being involved in the family business right now. So I'm thrilled by that, because I'm like, I am not one of those parents. And I think you agree. We are not one of those set of parents where we want to say, okay, you're 18, see you. No. Please stay. That's how I feel. Yeah. I'm like, let's please just all hang out here. That's awesome, Sandy. It's so good to have you. That makes me sad even thinking about them not being with me. We've homeschooled our kids from the beginning. Mm-hmm. And they're the best. So it would be very sad to see them go. But if whatever, the Lord calls them to requires college and travel and all that, then so be it. But for right now, I'm not rushing them out the door. So I saw some conversation going on as I'm trying to keep up with comments about bad. Yes. DEC. Now you're distracting me. There's plans, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh wait, where'd it go? Hey, you guys. Watkins Family Farm in the house. Oh, I was seeing a conversation about like a bad batch of chickens. I'm going to say I have had that happen, and that is not a good feeling at all. So we had, this has only happened to me one time, and that's how I know that there must have been something goofy with like whatever was going on in the hatchery, or whatever, because we didn't do anything different with those chicks, and we lost 70%.
It was a hatchery issue.
It was crazy, you guys.
It was a bird issue.
Awesome, Diana. Thank you for the. She's giving you the updates. She's talking directly to you because you're running the show.
Yeah.
On the Heartway art thing. Thank you, Diana. 70%. I mean, that is huge. That is a lot of chicks. And I went in and I spoke with kind of my representative at Rural King, and I was like, "This is not normal. Like, this is not okay." And I'm not doing anything different. And they were amazing. They replaced them and took care of it. But it made me really, tentative, because I had never experienced something like that before.
Yeah.
And I haven't experienced anything like that since. And so I'm kind of hoping that never happens again. Because I mean, you can do everything right, but if you get a sick batch of birds or something's going on, it's just not okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, again, that has only happened once in all of the years of chickens and hatching out and all of that. I will say my strongest chicks ever have been the ones we raise out ourselves. And that's just the truth of it. So if you have the option to hatch out your own birds, and I know it was really, it was unreal. That's how I knew that it was something significant, because it was so many.
Yeah, it was bad.
Marie would go out there every day in the morning, and there were just, it was terrible. It was like a massacre, and nothing. I mean, we tried, and we had
our bedding was clean, the water was up, and everything that we could address, we addressed.
And we were changing things daily, because we're like, what is happening? Thinking it was something. But
then when they got reports that it was actually a bigger issue.
It was a huge issue. It was like everybody. It wasn't just me. So anyway,
that was what, 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, that was a while ago. That was before any kind of bird flu shenanigans and all that. So yeah, thankfully that has not happened again. So even though it's not our year to raise out or to purchase new layers, I'm probably still going to hatch out some. I'm probably going to hatch out some chicks.
Yeah.
Because they ended up being our favorite. Okay, so they're all mixed between the 3 high production breeds.
Yeah. The chicks that we hatched
out. The chicks that we hatched out, because we have a mix of roosters, you know, and so it's a barnyard mix, but they're all high production, and they turned into the most beautiful birds.
Yeah, they were.
It was really fun. Yeah. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
We're going to probably do another batch of at least, I don't know, maybe I'll do 80 birds just for fun, just to keep them in the, just 80.
just 80.
That's chicken math right there. That's not your version of chicken math, but it's mine. So guys, we're not going to keep anybody too much longer, about another 5 minutes. So if you have any last minute questions, fire them off.
Yep. And then we usually stay a little bit longer if you guys have.
I'm trying to keep because I know everyone needs to just like get to bed and
well, it depends on where you live.
Get up early.
Yeah.
So, we're early to bed, early to rise.
Yeah, but I do want to say thank you. We had quite a few people put in orders for Marie's first set of cards. So we actually just shipped out the first ones. There's a couple of them. We shipped out the first set of cards today. So that's the 2 of them there. And that's the other 2. I love this bird right here. This is
I like the little fatty. Yeah. Look at him. He's so cute.
So we got the cards on the way. That is super fun. If you want to check those out,
they all come with this.
We will just go ahead and let you know that you can jump over to heartwayart.com. It'll take you right to where those cards are at, because I had people asking. So we're giving you the info real quick there. So there it is. It's on the screen and it's gone. Okay. Someone's question here. Have you ever had trouble with your...
Okay.
Ooh.
So Carolyn, good question.
No, we don't have rats because we have cats.
Though, yeah.
But we do have cats that don't take care of the mice that gets into mom's car.
Yeah,
and
this
eats
is kind of funny.
Wires.
It's not really funny.
Yeah.
But we do not have issues with mice or rats
typically,
or anything in the garden, in the high tunnel, in our house.
Yeah.
Any of that. However, mom's car just stopped working
Yep.
the other day because mice had chewed some wires in there.
And her car, it's not like her car sits. This car is driven every day like every other car. So yeah, bad news. So anyway, normally though, we do not have rats. My brother has had rats in the chicken coop before. But we do not deal with rats. And I think there's a combination of having the cats having,
do you think it's because we have snakes by the water?
The dogs having snakes that are about. Don't let mom hear that right now.
Yeah, mom, turn off.
Mom doesn't like snakes.
Cover your ears, mom.
So yeah, anyway, we don't have rat problems. So maybe if someone has rat problems, that they can fire away your answer to that.
Okay, Kayla, this is such a loaded question.
Yes.
Best advice to get started on the home.
Start somewhere.
Okay, so we probably see this different, but I'll tell you my advice, and then maybe Josh will chime in on his advice. But my advice is to start small, but do an excellent job at whatever small things that you start.
Yes.
You know, a lot of people like to go like this right away because suddenly you have access to whatever, homesteading. But it is miraculous how much you can grow in a small space if that's all you have, and just hone it in and do an excellent job at.
Yeah, master some small things over a course of a few years. Like that's very fair.
And people make comments like you only need an acre for a dairy cow. I don't really think that's right. I mean, if you are doing it on an acre, that is amazing. You must have really, really great pasture.
And even if you're rotating them, high rotation,
or you're willing to buy lots of hay.
Yeah. All right, hold on. We get an update. Let's get people over there. Let's hit the subscribe button. It's going up slowly but surely.
It is going up. Come on, y'all. Yeah. Especially those of you who are watching this back, you can help us too, because we always get more people on the replay.
So yeah, I think the homesteading thing is start off. First of all, start where you're at. Like we always get people to ask this question. Like, I don't care if you got 14 acres or you got 1/4 of an acre or less. You have patio space, you have container gardens, you have raised beds, you have backyards. We just got done doing an interview with another family. We keep on not saying it because we're waiting until we get this.
I'm not going to say who it is, but
we're going to promote them soon enough because we had a great time with them.
Yeah.
But they are very purposeful in raising a lot of product, a lot of produce, and a lot of things in a small space in their current property. Now they have some big dreams, and I think that they've positioned themselves to do a really good job with that. But anyway, start where you're at, start mastering some small things, whether you're growing your first couple tomatoes, or you're getting some quail, you're raising some quail.
Josh wants all of you to get quail and report back to him on how the quail goes, since his mean wife won't let him get quail right now. We're just busy, not in a bad way, not overly, but just, we're just busy.
This is great. Julianne's chapstick and sourdough is being utilized already. So the 17-year-old who's been making videos for
almost
the last
18.
2 years, and doing chapstick and soap and all those fun things, and the cooking and baking, all that good stuff. We love it. I love seeing this feedback. I love seeing all the comments that we get from you all. It's just so encouraging, and we appreciate it. What's the next one there?
And seriously, Deb isn't okay. And I'm not just saying this because we make it and sell it, but isn't the lip balm like the best?
Oh my goodness.
The best lip balm. I need some right now. Like, it's the best. Okay, let's put this one up. Thank you, Janet. It's very sweet.
Yes, she's very faithful in commenting too.
I get phone calls.
We see names and we see comments, and we do pay attention, guys.
And
Cedar Cottage.
We get fruit trees. We're with Pamela.
Hold on.
Okay, sorry, I get distracted. Yeah. Okay, so Janet, thank you so much. It's very sweet. And we it's on the radar. The cookbook is on the radar, but in the meantime, we still like to put up recipes online so you guys can do it that way.
Yeah, if you guys haven't started sourdough ever, watch the awesome video that Julianne and I just got done putting out. I mean, it's top notch, guys. It is primo. It is how to start sourdough, and even I can do it. Okay. So if I can do the sourdough starter, then
the
you
truth
guys
is
can.
Julianne can do it.
Yeah, she can. So, but yeah, just encourage, Cedar Cottage there that you can.
You can order Julianne's sourdough starter online if you don't want to make it at home.
You can totally kill it, and you can totally restart it again. Okay. You can do it.
Carolyn, another way to use ramen. Sorry, I'm just like popping through the questions.
Fire.
Yes. One other thing we did recently with the ramen noodles is you just cook them up and then you make a veggie stir fry and just turn it into a nice noodle stir fry with whatever.
So stir fry the veggies first.
Yes.
And then throw the ramen.
Do it all separate, and then last but not least, toss it all together. It's not really a recipe, but just whatever veggies you like. Red peppers. What are you doing? Red peppers, onions, mushrooms, whatever you like. Just make a nice big veggie stir fry and mix it in with those ramen noodles. And we like soy sauce. Or liquid aminos is what we use, or coconut aminos, and throw it all together, and it makes such a good meal. So yummy. I love those ramen noodles for sure. So
we do have someone doing a live update on the count for Heartway Art and how many subs we got there. So stay tuned. It's
Diana, she keeps on telling us.
And like I said, I am going to do a giveaway. I promise I will do some type of giveaway when we reach 1,000. I don't know if I can track.
I will send Josh to you.
I don't know if I can track who the 1,000th subscriber is.
I think you can actually.
I don't know.
I think
maybe that would be fun. Don't hold out. Don't hold out.
No. Just get in there.
Yeah.
Just subscribe.
Okay.
Exactly. Rewind it about 10 times.
Right,
I'm sorry. That was the lip balm recipe.
Oh, yes, it was.
So
okay.
This is what's funny is Julianne.
That's the beauty of YouTube, though.
Julianne, when she makes lip balm, she puts the tubes out on my counter, which is butcher block.
Yeah.
And that's the great thing about this recipe is because it's so all natural and has the beeswax in it and the oils in it.
Yeah.
So she's a little messy in the kitchen, which we love her anyway. Yeah. So she likes to make a mess when she's pouring the lip balm tubes. And so I've just learned that when she's done, I just go back and I just rub all the beeswax into my countertops.
So you can treat your butcher block with your lip balm.
It's 2 for 1.
It's good.
You can get lip balm made and treat your butcher block.
Pro tip of the evening. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. It's been an hour. We should let people go and enjoy their family.
Guys, thank you so much for jumping on here. And thank you so much for your support. We truly do appreciate you guys
so much.
All the guys who jumped on, guys and gals who jumped on and ordered the gift cards, the greeting cards. I keep saying gift cards.
We have those too, but that's not what we're talking about.
So anyway, if you can help us out, you got the scroller on the bottom there. Jump over and like and subscribe and all those good things to Heartway Art, and help the left-handed painter, which is Grandpa, and Marie, our daughter, get that painting channel up and going and just fired off and doing good here. So thank you guys all. And just don't forget, there was a lot of conversations about chickens, about getting started with homesteading, about how to start instead of going, like crazy. Just keep it simple and do a couple things that you really love. Yes.
Plant the things you love, get those fruit trees in the ground and those berry bushes, and just grow where you're planted. Oh, I gotta stand up now. Grow where you're planted.
There you go. Yes.
And even if it's on a small neighborhood lot, get your quail and don't tell anybody, and just start, and it'll be just such a blessing. Get your kids involved, your grandkids involved, and I mean, you won't regret not starting and not having those things, and it'll bless you and your family. So all right,
awesome music that we got coming to you guys from our friend over at Kingdom Guitars. We got the team is growing, and the stuff that we have coming your way is awesome and coming around the corner here. So thanks for your guys' support. Have a great night and enjoy.
Oh, sourdough bagel recipe Friday.
Sourdough bagel recipe. Yes. Fermented
February. We're not posting on Thursday. Sorry, I almost forgot to say these things. We're not posting on Thursday this week. It's getting moved to Friday because we're participating in Fermented February. Anything and everything fermented, go over to the Fermented Homestead. Check out all the things that she's posting on there.
Yes.
We're a part of it, and you're not going to. That's okay. I'm just talking, and you're just gonna get me off the screen. That's right. Okay. That's okay, Naomi. Yes. We're still talking, even though we're saying goodbye. Go watch it back.
All right. Fermented February.
Don't miss it.
Yep.
Bagels on Friday this week.
All right.